Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day to start things off. Chicago-based cryptocurrency exchange known as ErisX is reportedly about to launch its spot trading service, industry news outlet The Block reported a couple days ago. Per the report, the exchange has recently been in test mode with some financial firms that would potentially become users. One of those firms is reportedly United States retail brokerage TD Ameritrade, who we've been talking about for the last 3 days, as people figured out that they were apparently going to start, maybe, according to Charlie Lee, offer Bitcoin and Litecoin on their platforms. Where was I? Which announced that it invested in ErisX in October of last year. So we know that in some sort of way, TD Ameritrade, once again, third time this week, that they are invested in some sort of way in the cryptocurrency space. The platform reportedly aims to host spot crypto and crypto derivative trading later this year after obtaining regulatory approval. According to a report released at the time, investing company DRW Holdings and high-frequency trading Virtue Financial also invested in the exchange. Moreover, both are reportedly agreed to be market makers for ErisX. According to The Block, TD Ameritrade could soon offer crypto trading to 11 million retail clients. The Block claims that if TD Ameritrade links to ErisX, it will be among the first major brokers to offer cryptocurrency trading following Robinhood. Here's the actual tweet from ErisX talking about that their platform is soon going to be launching. Apparently, it is being tested at the moment. The most important part, or kind of the weirdest part, is if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was ErisX who announced a couple days ago that they're trying to beat out the New York Stock Exchange for offering, I think it was Bitcoin futures within the US or some type of, they're trying to beat them in some sort of way, like to be the first to do it, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, once again, that ErisX has the documentation that the New York Stock Exchange does not have. When you look at their actual website and they say exactly what they're going to be offering, they're going to have spot and futures contracts for digital assets. They don't say exactly which ones. They're also going to have a trading platform that is going to have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And it says futures contracts, but it doesn't say physical futures contracts. And I think that that's kind of the main thing that a lot of people were waiting for. So like I said, it doesn't really specify here if the futures contracts are going to be physical. If they are going to be physical and ErisX does end up launching within the next couple days, and they do announce during their launch that, hey, we are going to have physical Bitcoin futures contracts, I think, hopefully, logically, the market should react to that, because that is another instance where we also know that there's a link between them and TD Ameritrade, where potentially millions of new people could be getting into the physical Bitcoin futures market. But this is not even a long time coming. We had a lot of interesting players in the cryptocurrency space who have been coming forward the last couple of weeks, I'll say months, who've been kind of announcing, hey, we're thinking of doing this, and then they actually end up doing it. But they're also really smart in how they kind of announce it. I think a lot of people are becoming cleverer and not announcing that they're going to launch until they know that they can actually do it. It's not funny that they already have all the paperwork, because a lot of other major players in the cryptocurrency traditional financial world have announced, hey, we're going to launch, and then it's taken like 6-7 months and they don't have the actual paperwork. Anyway, as it stands right now, it looks like ErisX could be launching within the next couple of days. I think if they're smart enough, they should probably do this sometime next week. I want to say Monday or Wednesday. I'm not exactly sure which day is better for trading. Anyway, that is going to apparently happen very, very soon. The next thing, Weiss Ratings has kind of, for those who don't know, there's Weiss Ratings, and there's the, I can't remember the name of the Chinese company, organization, government, whatever it's called. Weiss Ratings and the Chinese information something, they give out cryptocurrency ratings, and a lot of people usually aren't too happy when Weiss Ratings gives out a rating. And the reason that I talk about them is simply because in the normal traditional financial world, they are people look to them for information. So since they got into the cryptocurrency space, it appears that a lot of people look for these traditional outlets to understand, or try and understand a little bit more about the cryptocurrency space without being, going into it completely blind and not really understanding exactly what's happening. They have listed something quite recently where they announced that they believe or think that Binance Coin could be the new Bitcoin. Not exactly sure how much that holds up. They basically mention that because of the price movements of the Binance Coin. I think they may have something. I don't know if they actually have. Yep, here we go. And it kind of comes down to the fact that Binance Coin, for those who are unaware, was an ICO token. And it was actually 10 cents from when it first launched. So I think if you had put $1,000 into it, you would have gotten 10,000 Binance Coin. And at the current price, you'd have around $250,000, if I am not mistaken. Am I getting that correct? Yep, there we go. Wait, 10, 20, 10, 21, 10, 2, maybe somewhere around there, I think. Anyway, the point is you would have made a lot of money. And this is why they actually wrote this on their Twitter about it being the new, not the market leader, but how it's doing so well. A lot of people think that Binance Coin is going to do extremely well in the future. That is not financial advice. That is not me telling you to go out there and go buy a whole bunch of Binance Coin. But at the current rate, that Binance Coin is usually the only coin that we have going up, even during like down days, or even if we get like significantly bad information. Binance Coin is usually still going up. So this is why a lot of people are having renewed faith in it, or like there now is a following for Binance Coin, especially because they also, I think, burn their own coin, so there's going to be less in circulation as time goes on. I think the max supply of Binance Coin is supposed to only be 100 million coins, which is kind of crazy. Let's continue on. So apparently the IOTA Foundation is trying to stretch their legs and move across to the other side of the world. After focusing on Europe, the IOTA Foundation is now focused on expanding its presence in the United States and Canada to get the word out and support developers who want to build on the technology. They said, we're now starting to tackle our lack of presence in other regions, which is a good thing, and in particular North America. However, it's important to note that North America is the starting point, but not exclusive to this expansion. Efforts are already underway for further developments to occur in Central and South America. The strategies there will align with the lessons learned from expansion in North America and will create a cohesive push for development throughout the Americas as a whole, end quote. We normally, in 2017, IOTA, and for those of you who remember this, IOTA was seen as the rival to XRP. A lot of people thought that IOTA was going to take over XRP and then was going to completely destroy it. I was screamed at many a times when I told people that IOTA was probably not going to surpass XRP and that XRP was probably going to be the more popular one as they had more partnerships. Lo and behold, the point is the IOTA people, foundation, group, they focused very, 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 very heavily on Europe. And while I don't think this is or was a mistake, I do think it is smart of them to finally realize, hey, we should expand a bit further. What they did do, however, is for those who, throughout the course of 2018, IOTA was kind of really on the ball. They were releasing an immense amount of news about all these partnerships. Kind of the weird part about the partnerships is that people were announcing that they were going to be using their blockchain, which they call a Tangle, which is apparently, I won't go into why it's called a Tangle. Apparently people will be using their Tangle, but there wasn't a lot of information about companies using their actual token. So this is why I think the price of IOTA has kind of slipped, because it's nice when people are using your platform, but when they're not using your token explicitly or have not announced, this will cause the price of your token to go down. So the companies who IOTA has partnered with are actually very big names. The idea behind IOTA is, for those who don't really know, the IoT right here stands for Internet of Things. Internet of Things. The point of the coin is to kind of be the coin that you use in all of your appliances around the house. That's not even a joke. It's more of an idea that eventually in the future, everything that we use in our home will probably be connected, have Wi-Fi, have Bluetooth, whatever the actual case might be. IOTA, their original claim, and I assume this is also still true to this day, is that they plan on, let's say you're coming home, and I'm not even joking, I've heard this actually before in podcasts and other stuff, and your milk carton tells you, because it has a chip inside of it, that you are running low on milk, and you pretty much are able, your fridge will be able to then order you a new thing of milk that is then being delivered by drone. And because you're using IOTA and their systems, you'll be able to actually pay with IOTA without, it's kind of a really weird idea. The future is weird enough, so we will probably have stuff like this. But the people who IOTA have focused on thus far within Europe have been like car companies. I think they partnered with Bosch, if I'm not mistaken, who makes, I think they make like fridges and stuff like that. They also partnered with a company that makes escalators, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, the point is they focused very heavily on Europe, and I actually thought this was an incredibly good idea because most companies and institutions and whatever you kind of crypto foundations, they all focus very heavily on North America. And I also praise the other ones who were focusing on Central and South America and Africa, because these are also very big nations, billions of people who have no access to traditional finance. And this is why one of the reasons. Anyway, the point is they're finally branching out. I think this is a very good idea. I think they should have done it a little bit earlier, my opinion, but I'm glad that they're at least doing it right now, as opposed to, imagine if they tried to expand in like 3 to 4 years, they would completely miss out. Let's hope that they do well. Let's hope that any of the partnerships that they do announce that they have in 2019, as of now, we have not had any partnerships from IOTA. To be fair, they had like 18 in 2018, so give them a break. Hopefully people start announcing that they're going to be using their token. I think that would be very good for the price of the coin and also for the entire project as well. And yeah, let's move on. To kind of finish things off, Japanese online broker Monex Group is planning to start trading in their United States cryptocurrency exchange this July. CEO Oki Matsumoto said on the 25th of April, according to Cointelegraph Japan. The spinoff, currently dubbed Trade Station Crypto, would serve semi-professional traders and seeks to shore up profitability for Monex cryptocurrency offerings. Reuters also noted today that Monex has a loss of over $15 million on its crypto operations. In 2018, the figure, part of the financial performance data released this week, stems from the loss-making CoinCheck exchange that Monex acquired last April. That was kind of a weird sentence unless I completely butchered all of that. Anyway, the point is this is another cryptocurrency exchange who's trying to launch. I think what is happening, and this is just my opinion, I'm getting a lot of deja vu in the cryptocurrency space. I'm getting deja vu as far as like the 2017 situation, where, and also to be fair, also 2018, I see a lot of very good news happening in the cryptocurrency space. It appears that a lot of people in the market are gunning for anywhere between May to July as when markets could kind of pick back up. I read something a day or two ago where people are once again analyzing and estimating that the cryptocurrency market could be back in full swing by summertime. A lot of people think that we have to capitulate a tiny bit more, that prices have to go down a tiny bit more before we start to go back up, and that there are a couple of that we are also in the accumulation phase, and therefore we may have another month or two of the situation actually happening. So it seems like, because so many things, and this is also, I think, going to tie into the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange launching their own thing as well. I would not be surprised if we get more news that more things are going to be launching in July. It just seems like the time frame that everybody's kind of going for. Not the issue, but what we saw in 2018 as well is that a lot of other cryptocurrency exchanges, projects, blah, 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 companies were all announcing, that they were also going to be launching in July, because people thought that by July 2018, that prices would be going back up. This was the estimate that we had from all the major analysts, all the major players. Of course, they were incorrect, but the point is that everyone was very hopeful for that time frame. So it seems that we're kind of there once again. I'm also getting that 2017 vibe, where a lot of people, late 2016, 2017 vibe, where people are starting to think about selling off their coins. They're kind of getting tired of the market. They're kind of, everyone seems very winded from all the situations that are happening. And then, a little couple months later, after people had been selling because they were kind of tired and thought the market was never going to move, that's when prices started going back up. And because those people had sold before, they started buying back in. Them buying back in caused the market to go up even further. As the market was going further, those people bought even more. And as the market reached new highs, people started buying in general. This is when people in cabs and supermarkets were telling me if I had ever heard of a Bitcoin. Anyway, I think that is definitely going to do it for this video. The market is not doing horribly. At least it's trying to go up a tiny bit from the Tether fiasco, which should not scare anyone. People should have been wary of Tether for quite a long amount of time. And once again, there are other stablecoins that we have out there. I understand that Tether has the liquidity. That's not an excuse to use a coin that is potentially, allegedly fake and or fraudulent, according to regulators and auditors and about 68 other people who've been looking into this over the last 2 years. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. My hope is that by the end of Sunday, maybe Monday morning, prices should be back where they were before. We're not too far. I think Bitcoin was floating around 5,500. There's no reason why it should be lower, as opposed to just people who were selling off because they got afraid because of negative news. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I had to like bypass all the messages on my phone. Anyway, as always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Professor Wally from Gunbot University, S.C. Verzely Fine Art, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Shaolin Fried Rice, Gil Boa Snake, Crypto Joe, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Crypnotic, Crypto Artist Cole D3D, Nicholas One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich the Third, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangialavori, and Anthony Charles. Thank you all an immense amount for your love. Thank you very much for all of that. I do appreciate it. Interesting to see right now the other stable coins. What this means that, you know, not only are they shooting up in price, but also in usage. That means more people are actually buying them because they're realizing that Tether might not be the best solution. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.